Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. We are going live, husband and wife, and so we are going to see if people pop on. Do we want to tag? Oh, you're tagged. You're in.
I made it.
Yeah. So we are going live. What are you looking at?
Just sitting here. I'm not talking yet.
So we are going live tonight because we are starting a couples fitness group or a partner fitness accountability group. And so as soon as I posted about this, hey, Olivia! And so as soon as I posted about this online, I got a ton of questions in my inbox about, like, wait, what is this couples group? How am I going to get my spouse fit? And it was so funny because so many, like, wives tagged their husbands, and, like, as soon as they saw, like, wait, I can get my husband fit, like, I can get him off the couch, they were, like, fill me in, right? And as soon as I show a transformation of the hubs and I, like, people are always like, what? Like, how did this happen? And so we decided, I got a lot of questions that I had to ask him. And so we were like, hey, what if we just go live?
Bring it to the people.
And, like, these questions that we got asked about, like, our fitness journey and, like, how to get our spouse on board. So it's not a secret that he, like, works out with me. And so every time, like, I think my most loved posts are the ones that include him, which is so not fair.
You're welcome.
You're welcome too.
Everybody.
And so people love seeing, like, hey, that spouse support, right? Like, and I can't tell you how many times, like, people message me and say, like, how do I get my husband on board? Or I wish my husband would do what yours does. Or I wish my husband would work out with me, or, would help me get fit. And so, and we always, like, this is, like, part of our story is that he was not always like this. He's, like, pretty awesome right now, but he was not awesome when we started.
When you started.
When I started. Let's make sure you're in the picture. We got to snuggle. So how I started my fitness journey, I've lost, like, 45 plus pounds. Hey, Rowena. And so Jeff's lost, like, what, 55?
Yes.
So was that, like, 45 was 55?
100 pounds.
Carry the 100 pounds.
So basically our two little people combined and then some.
Yeah, so we lost our kids. What? We lost our kids. Jackpot. No, so we lost, like, 100 pounds together, which is pretty crazy, right? So if you're listening and you're like, what? Like, even if you're like, I want to lose, like, a pound, this is pretty cool. Like, crazy to think that we can lose 100 pounds. Like, and to think of who we were before, like, we don't love healthy food. We don't love working out. No, we don't love healthy food, and I, like, don't like running, and I'm not, like, I am fitness, but not. So, when we first got into this fitness journey and into this, we just had our second child, and Jeff would always say, like, we gained weight. He would say, like, yeah, we gained weight, and it was clearly me. I was the one pregnant. Yeah.
For you and Sawyer, I was there.
You were there.
I was the support system.
So you ate. So you just gained 55. Jeff gained 55 pounds, like, during my pregnancy. Like, that's more than some people actually gain. And, like, you gained...
What, women?
Women, yeah, pregnant people. And you gained 55 pounds. So he gained, like, so much weight, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, right? He, like, gained a child.
Well, you don't birth a 55-pound child.
Which is even worse. That, like, when you gain all that weight and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't lose it. So, he always said, like, we gained the, weight or whatever. He's like, we were pregnant. And I was like, I was pregnant. I had this child inside of me. Whenever I was pregnant. And so when I wanted to lose weight, actually what actually happened after our daughter Sawyer is I, like, got really bad postpartum depression. And so it's, like, totally, a real thing. And I for all the mamas that listen, like, I was not a believer of postpartum depression. I was always like, I'm fine, or like, people don't have postpartum. How can you have postpartum depression? You have a baby, you have the most beautiful thing in the world, until I was in it. And even when I was in it, I didn't want to like believe that I was in it, that I had postpartum depression. And so, it was really bad, and I was crying all the time, and I was like calling him and like crying with him, and just, it was bad. It was bad for a little while. And so, like the story of this is that I actually messaged my doctor and said, I think I need medicine. I think I'm really depressed, like postpartum. Like I love my baby, but I just am not happy. Like it's getting bad. And they said, you're fine. This is normal, And so when you're feeling like that, you're like, when you're like depressed, even if it's not postpartum depression, if someone tells you this is normal, you're like, no, it's not. Like you feel like shit. Like this is the worst feeling in the world, to feel like somebody tells you that, it's just normal. Like, and you're like, but I don't feel right. And I don't want to ever put down like a male OBGYN, but I almost feel like, come on, buddy, like you don't know what this feels like to carry a person and then be sad about it afterwards. Courtney said she had that. Yes, it is so terrible. Like us moms need to come together. We need to talk about this more. But I had such bad postpartum, and I wanted drugs. My friend was like, I think you need to get on some pills. Like something's wrong with you. You're not doing good. And so that's when I contacted the doctor, and they were like, no, you're fine. Like, you'll get past this. So then I felt like alone. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, and I didn't want to tell my husband, hey, I'm depressed. You know that like baby that you put inside me? Like that you made happen? I
cried every night for hours and hours in.
And like, I'm not into this. Like that is a really hard thing to do with your husband. And to tell him that. And so, I finally my husband's like seeing me cry and seeing like something's not right, like we're not doing good, like this isn't doing well, and like it was getting worse. And so I remember he's like, well, okay, what are you not happy about? What are you not happy? And I was like, well, for starters, I'm not happy with my body, and I don't love my body. And so he was like, let's fix it. And so, well, come on. And it was like the hardest thing to like admit that, like to tell your husband who like you want to like think that you're sexy all day, every day, to be like, hey, all these roles, I don't like them, right? Because if wives, usually we like put on some Spanx and we're like, I always look like this. I look great all the time. And then all of a sudden you have to admit that like, no, I actually have roles, and I don't love my body, and I feel like a fat ass every time I look in the mirror. Like, to tell your husband that is really, really hard. And so, instead of him being like, well, whatever, eat a cheese it, or cheese pizza, eat one Cheez-It. He was like, let's fix it. Okay, let's do this. And so it's like, he kind of like, he was the hero of this story to say like, all right, so it meant, getting up. So for when people complain about working out, we were getting up at 4 a.m. So I was still nursing a baby, and so I could pump. And Sawyer, our daughter, was getting up around that time. So he would get the baby, bring her to me. Like I would either, if she wasn't up, I would pump, or if not, he would bring her to me and I would breastfeed her. He'd go lay her down. I would go drink a pre-workout. I would get ready to work out, and I was set, and we would work out in the morning, and we made it work. That
was even later than when we first did it.
Yeah. Well, with our son, I was in school, and I wanted to get healthy. I didn't go through postpartum, but I wanted to get healthy. And we were getting up at 3:45 in the morning. And so people were like, oh, you're crazy. But it's like, but if you want it. So when people complain, like, oh, I don't have time to work out, I'm like, you do. You have time. You make things happen. We went to bed really early when we did that too.
Yeah.
We were like,
we were committed.
Yeah, we were committed. Like, we were like, back then our workouts were like an hour. So like,
yes.
Yeah, so that was like a commitment. Now they're like 30 minutes, and we still have like amazing results. So that's how we got involved in this whole fitness thing anyway. So people, like, I didn't, hey Lauren, I didn't like always enjoy fitness. Like I liked playing lacrosse, but I was never like, into fitness. I wouldn't just go to the gym. And so when when all this like happened and we kind of joined in it was pretty awesome because we just like had to get healthy for our family, and that was really important to us. So this brings us to, people have been asking us, since we've started this whole fitness journey, people have asked us forever, like, about like how do you get your husband on board, or how do you stay healthy as a family. I get a lot of messages from people, and so if you're listening, maybe you're one of them, but a lot of people message me and say like, my husband won't work out with me, my husband doesn't support my fitness journey. They want to join in, but their husband says no, you can't spend money on yourself, which is a whole other issue. So
another video.
That's a whole nother video. Seriously, guys, like, so when people say, and this could be you, and people are like, I really want to lose 70 pounds. And then I'm like, all right, let's do this. And they're like, well, let me ask my husband. And like, no, my husband says we can't. If your husband tells you, okay, like that, no, you cannot spend money to get healthy, that's another issue. What do you think?
Agree. Yeah, I mean, guys, we kind of do our own thing, and, some like the gym, some don't do anything. But, the money that, I guess, when wives come to their husbands and say, I want to spend X, guys instantly hear a dollar value and they're like, no, that's not happening. But they're the same type of guys that'll do a fantasy football league for, $100 or $200, or, go for a night out drinking at the bar, or go play around the golf on the weekend. And it's just I guess it's kind of selfish, because at the same time, your wife is putting herself in a very vulnerable spot, saying, hey, I want to lose weight, or I'm not happy with myself, or hey, I want to look better for you. Guys, that's like an instant
yes. How do the guys not hear that? I never understood. When the girls are like, hey, I want to get healthy, I want to get sexy, are you in? And they're like, no. It's like, you got to like, it's not the money, it's your husband might be an asshole.
There's a whole nother
issue.
Yeah.
So, no, I think that's such a good point, that like maybe guys just hear the dollar value and they're like, yeah, no. Instead of like hearing like, hey, I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. They're, And I honestly think sometimes it's how us women like go and talk to our husbands. Like, we're like, hey, because they don't want to do it either.
In a conversation, like, there could be, it could be, I don't know, come up in a fight and you're like, well, I wanted to spend this on this and you said no. And like, ugh.
And then it's like a big thing.
And then that's shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think that, like, sometimes we are women, and, like, I know me, I'm like, I don't know if I should do this or not. I'm just going to put it on my husband. And then I'll be like, yeah, I was going to spend 160, and he's like, that's not enough money. I know, I'm not doing it. The end. Like, women, if you're listening to this and you've ever told me no, or if we've talked and you've been like, no, I can't, my husband said no, I want you to reevaluate that and be like, how did I talk to my husband about this? Was that, were you confident with yourself that you could do this, or were you not?
Yeah, I mean, you say 160, $160 is what, some people will spend at Target on a whim on like a Tuesday.
Like I spent maybe this weekend.
Yeah, but you brought some good healthy stuff back, so I'm okay with it. Yeah, that's a party. But.
Got some Cheetos. Yeah, so, okay, so, all right, I don't even know how we even got there. So that's that whole other thing. There's a whole money is another issue. Our dog. Okay, so all right, so I get a lot of questions, like people want their husbands like to join in, right? And so this has been going on ever since he first joined me. People have been like, oh, I wish you would join. And so, okay, so a couple things, and how we have, how I would suggest doing it with your husband is, like tips. So guys, if you're on here and you have questions, you can totally ask us anything. But, for like, tips is that you have to go to your husband and say, like, what means a lot to you? Like, why do you want to do this? Just like he said, like, you have to say, like, hey, I want to get healthy. I want to get healthy for you, or like my kids, or I want to love myself. Like, remember that girl you married, the one that walked down in white, and I was like, 40 pounds skinnier? I want to be that girl again. And so, and then when you tell your husband, like, your goals, I remember, like, I always say this, whether it's my business or my fitness journey, I always tell him my goals, like just straight, and say, this is what I want. This is what I think I can do. And honestly, if he doesn't support me, then, then I might just divorce him. So it's like,
it's not going to happen. But I mean, you tell me the big goals, you tell me the small goals. And, when you hit those goals, we celebrate the big wins. And sometimes it's not a full win. We try to figure out, okay, well, what could we do differently?
Yeah.
The biggest thing that we struggle with is like time. That's always something we're trying to win. Yeah.
We really balance our time together. So, with him, Yeah, with our big goals. And so if it has to do with fitness, when I joined in, I remember sending him my before and afters. Like when I got to my goal, I remember like taking the picture and sending it to him and just like waiting, like what's he gonna say? Like, was he gonna think I'm cool? Like, and he was like, oh my God, you're so sexy, that's so awesome. And I was like, yes, jackpot. Like,
you're
like
still sexy and awesome, but
when I was a big girl.
Well, you just felt like you could see a difference. There was confidence.
In my fatness.
Happiness.
I had a lot of extra.
You were healthy.
I was so healthy.
Yes.
Guys, if you know that you and your husband, or you and your spouse, or you and your whomever you have in your life partner are good when you can stand in front of them and take like a picture. That was probably the most humiliating thing I've ever done, is to say, hey, I'm going to stand with you in front of my fat rolls and I want you to take a picture of me for my before picture. And that was probably the worst thing. I wanted to die. I think I went and ate ice cream after that. And then I worked out
6 in the morning.
And then I worked out the next day. Like that was bad. So that's like one thing I always like put off. Okay, so getting your husband on board, tell him your goals and say like, hey honey, this is what I want to do. If you need support, and like, did you know that so a lot of what I provide as like a fitness coach is the accountability. And so I run accountability groups every month. So I provide the accountability, I help you with your nutrition, and I help you with short workouts so you always know what to do. And so the biggest piece of why people don't get results is because they have no one holding them accountable. Because you can walk into the gym and you can never say to that trainer like, hey, can you like make sure I'm doing this, or can you send me a 5 a.m. wake up text because I'm really sucking at this, right? Your trainer's not going to do that. Like, your trainer's not going to say, sure, sweetheart, what's your phone number? Let me text you 5 a.m. But guess who will? Me. Like, and he's right there next to me while I get up in the morning, and I'm like texting girls like, come on girls, you got to get up. And so, that just like different things like that. So the accountability. So you need that accountability. Like, as whoever you live with, if it's your mom, if it's your sister, if it's your best friend, and if it's your husband, you got to go to them and say like, this is what I want. I want to be healthy, I want to love myself, and I need your support. You need to say that. And if you can't freaking say that, then that's another issue too. Then that might not be the spouse for you. Like, but if you need to, sorry, we're creating some divorces here.
You might be.
But I'm serious. Ladies, if you have a goal right now, you go to your spouse, like, let's sit down, let's talk. Listen, you know how I'm always like wearing those tight things, Spanx, I'm always telling you I love myself? I don't. And I need help, and I want you to do this with me. So let's say on the other end of it, you're really super freaking fit, and your husband's a fat blob sitting on the couch eating Dominoes, and you're like, why won't this guy want to get healthy? I don't understand how I don't inspire him. You need to tell him the thing that I tell him all the time. When I make him go to the doctors, I always say,
you want me to live forever?
I always say, I just want you to live forever. I want you to be healthy because I want you to live forever. I can't have 2 kids without you. I cannot do this without you. Like, my kids are nuts, and I cannot be a mom without you. So,
and my doctor he plays on the same like teams as my son plays as a coach, and he sees me and he knows that I'm trying. He knows I have to live forever.
Yeah. So I really love this guy. So I think, wives, if you're trying to get your husband on board, I think, is it safe to say, like, I would say telling people that it's for me, like, hey guy, I need the extra support and I'd like to be with you. Another reason why I like working out with him is because we wake up early, and that's kind of our time together. If Rowade is on the call, she knows that I'm currently struggling with that, and she's going to send me a wake up text tomorrow. So, but
and then I'm going to get pushed out of bed.
And then he's going to get pushed out of bed. But, like, that time when we get up together and we work out, like, you might be like, oh, I'm dreading this workout. But, like, that's 30 extra minutes that I get to be with my bestie. Like...
Hashtag besties.
Hashtag besties. But, I mean, I'm serious. Like, when you, hey, Rowena, text me. And so, but, when you... being that extra, if you tell your husband, hey, like, I wouldn't mind just hanging out, like, with you for 30 extra minutes. Like, you don't have to do the workout completely, but why don't you just come down and just, do a couple push-ups or do half of what I'm doing. If your husband says no, another issue. No, I don't want to wake up an extra 30 minutes to be with you. Are you freaking crazy? You're hideous.
So I can dog it tomorrow?
No. No, you cannot.
That's the one thing is, the big thing about, like, keeping each other in check, and when we go all in and we're committed and we're on this programs, she's the one pushing me. Like, I usually stop 10 seconds early.
Are you admitting this?
I start 10
Are you
seconds
admitting
late. I start.
This is admitted to the world. I told the world.
I start 10 seconds late and I end 10 seconds early. So
you can tell your husbands, be like, you can do what Jack does. Just, then you only, and sometimes we do Tabata, it's only 30 seconds. So if you start 10 seconds late, you got a full 10-second workout in.
It's a win.
Yeah, so he is awful. He is awful. He's not the best at working out. We do push each other, and it's more just me yelling at him.
That's it. There's no pushing. It's just
me yelling at him, like, honey, why? Do your push-ups. Let's go. And he's like, I am. Leave me alone. That's how our morning starts.
Well, and also, we even have 2 other accountability people.
What, our kids?
Yeah.
Well, when we wake up later, our kids come down, and they will call us out.
They'll look at what we're doing. We're supposed to be doing.
They'll be like, Dad, you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
Dad, and you do not want to quit when you have your 7-year-old who's trying to rock at sports. You do not want to quit in front of them because it's just awful.
Yeah.
And I don't want to quit in front of Jeff. I swear to God, sometimes he goes and takes a shower and I'm finishing my workout and I'm just going to this push up because there's a chance that he's going to walk out and I do not want him to see me quitting because I look like a loser. So.
You're not.
No.
You don't quit though.
You probably, but you would say, you'd be like, Farron, come on now, what are you doing? So we're not
Well, I can say that because I'm done my workout.
Yeah. We're not hardcore workout people, but we really found great fun with the programs that we do because they're only 30 minutes and and it really is, it's 30 extra minutes that we get to hang out and be friends and it's awesome.
And we can talk the whole entire time.
We do. I talk the whole time.
I don't understand how I'm supposed to do burpees.
He's like, how am I going to keep
conversations.
talking to me? But I love talking to him. I'm like, hey, so this is what happened yesterday. Let me tell you everything.
And I'm over here sucking wind, and she's like,
I'm happy in the morning, and he's like not. But after the workout, you're always happy, so that's good. Hold on, we had some friends. Okay, so back here, Jess, why are you all so perfect? I love you guys all. This is Jess back from lacrosse.
Okay.
Yeah, and she is rocking it. And Chan said, you posted the first time. I was just thinking to myself, I need to lose weight and get back bored with this workout thing. But me and my husband, yes! See, Shannon, you should join us.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, no, it is going to be fun. And it's so fun to do it with, your spouse. It really, really is.
Dane's coming.
Dave. Not Dave.
It says Dane.
No, but then it says Dave. Dave and I say hi, guys. Dave and Katie. Hi.
Cruise.
Cruise. So Shannon, yes, you should absolutely join us. And I think it'll be fun because it's something really cool we're doing in our group, right? So let's say that your husband is not motivated at all.
Maybe it's their first time really being brought in to kind of
and they're like, what is this fitness group you're putting me in? What is this?
Why is my phone vibrating all day long?
Yeah, then you're getting notifications. But if you're to get your husband in this group that we're doing with the couples group, is one you're in there and it's private, so your husband can post things and no one sees him, and then he can also, we're also doing a money bet for guys, they have the opportunity to win money. So we realize that men are not exactly motivated by abs. That won't stop. I'm always like, can you get abs? I wouldn't mind washing my clothes on your body. And he's like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
I don't have the right body type for that.
No, everybody does. Who says that?
That's just how I
feel. So I'm like, can you get abs, please? And, but yeah, so maybe husbands are men probably won't put down the stuffed crust pizza, be like, hey, I'm going to get abs for my wife. That's going to be awesome. They're going to be like, no, this pizza's so much better. And so
Have you had stuffed crust pizza? That's the wrong question.
So, then that's where we are incorporating money. So if you want to get your husband on board, you can totally tell him about this group and say we are doing money, where you can win money. So we're going to do prizes for one. So motivated by prizes, and two, your husbands can actually win money as they start to lose pounds, which is really, really cool.
And that brings us back to guys being motivated by money.
Yeah, guys are motivated by money. This all comes down to money. Men and money.
I know.
Look, Matt Mitro said, nice hair, Jeffrey.
You're welcome.
And pizza. You know what? Maybe Matt Mitro would like to join our fitness accountability
group. Matt Mitro should join our fitness accountability group.
Yeah, maybe.
Starting this weekend, right after third down.
Okay, so stop it. Okay.
All right, back to why we're here.
All right, so why we're here. So we got a couple questions in our Matt's in. I'm going to tell your wife. And so So we are, we got a couple questions, and so we had said people could comment below, and some people inboxed us a couple questions, about just for the couples and how to get your spouse involved in your fitness journey. And so someone said, how do I get my husband to at least try a workout?
For me.
Name is Ed. Okay.
So when Farron first started doing the workouts, I always just heard these women talking the whole time. And then when I first went into the first program I did, it was with a woman. And I was like, all right, they'll do this. This is for you. Let's just make it happen. And then I started checking it out, and there's actually guy workouts by dudes that are jacked. Like people that are in the military, people that are have those 6-packs and 8-packs that Farron really likes looking at. So I was like, all right, well, this is cool. At least it's something I can relate to. We just did a program where it was all about, kind of pizza, beer, eating burgers, eating steaks, but then also working out and high intensity workouts for 4 days a week. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the things, they're probably going to come in and you're going to be doing this all woman workout, and they're like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But, if there's an opportunity to, work out with the guys that are lifting heavy weights, one program we did, guys were lifting 90-pound weights.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not going to happen for me, but there's a little bit more testosterone in the room.
Yeah, because I bet most of the times you're like, hey, you should work out with me. Oh my God, my husband worked out with me. And he sees these chicks and he's like, that looks dumb. And, and it's not dumb. You did the girl workout and he was like, well, this is way more intense than I thought. And it's not a girl workout. It was just the fitness instructor was a female and he was sexist, I guess, in that moment, and was like, this is going to be BS. And you were like, this is hard. I can't do the push-ups. And it was so hard. And, but it is, we always suggest certain workouts for guys. I'm like, do you have a husband that's involved? I have the perfect workout for you. Perfect workout that gave me muscular arms. And then a workout that I that is also mainly for guys that I love.
That's under 25 minutes.
Yeah, and
be, done.
Yeah, so tell your husband, hey, you can get a workout done in under 25 minutes, and there's you can do it right here. We've done it in the bathroom before, just that's pretty cool, right? You can get that body that you want, and you don't have to restrict yourself, which I think is something that people don't realize with us is that we don't ever really restrict ourselves. We eat healthy maybe 80% of the time.
We should restrict ourselves.
We should be better sometimes. We can binge eat bad, but we also we know how to bring it in. And so especially when we're doing a brand new program. So when you ever hear us talk about we're doing a test group, we're doing a brand new program, we stick with it and see what kind of results we can get for our body, and more just for ourselves. Hey, let's see what this could do, and it's fun, and then we have fun with it. Really.
Yeah, it's crazy the results that you can see, whether it's a 3-week program or a 60-day program or a 90-day program that we did. Just kind of seeing how much weight you can lose, and just the definition, just even if you're not losing a lot of weight, you can see yourself shrink.
Yeah, I don't think you even lost weight in the last program, and then he got little. And
I had abs.
And I'm always like, can you bring that guy back? Is he coming back?
I sent you his video.
That guy that So, okay, next question. Someone said, how long do you two work out for?
Normal day?
30 minutes. We are we don't doing more than 30 minutes.
But sometimes if we wake up late, they extend out to 50 minutes.
Why?
Well, just because of kids and chocolate milk breaks.
Yeah, oh my God. Our daughter loves chocolate milk, so it's pause, go get chocolate milk. The fact that we can still get results and we pause to get chocolate milk, it says a lot. Pause, gotta get chocolate milk.
Yeah.
So, but we don't like to work out for more than 30 minutes. And so, when we think about drive time, when I used to try to go to the gym, and so I would wake up, get my shoes on, get everything on, drive to the gym before everyone woke up. It took 20 minutes to get there, then come, do the workout. An hour and a half to 2 hours later, and I'm finally done the workout that I could have done at home and gotten the same exact results except better.
Yeah, because when you're at the gym, did you have anybody telling you what to do?
No, and that's what's hard for me. If someone doesn't tell me what to do, I'm I'll just lift and I'll be oh, this hurts, this sucks. And then they'll be is he watching me? I don't know, I'm going to stop as soon as I'm watching. Or when you're running, you're I hate running, I don't want to do this. And you're but I can't stop this girl on the treadmill. As soon as she gets off, you're oh, that was a long 5 minutes. I hate doing this. As soon as someone gets next to me, I'm like, damn it, now I gotta stay on here. Does she know how long I was on this treadmill for? Like,
and she's probably going faster than you.
Yeah, and you're like, it's awful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next, what if we have different schedules? And so this is a really good one. Like we have different schedules because sometimes we do, and you know,
if it's an early day for me, sometimes I either have to get up earlier, or I come home and get a workout done after dinner.
Yeah. We just make it work with different schedules, and so if he, if he had done, usually he'll be like, hey, I gotta leave early in the morning, and we're like, all right, well, we're getting up earlier together, and that's usually what we do. Unless we just can't, then like one of us works out in the morning, but it's still that accountability. So even though it's like, hey honey, did you get your workout in? Like, and or you talk about it like, hey, that workout was awesome, you're like gonna love it, or like, how about some friggin' support for your spouse, and like, hey, you still have to get your workout in, let me take the kids. I'll take them for a walk while you get in your whole 30-minute workout, which is nothing. Yeah. So, I mean, that was like, it's just compromise, really. Like, that's how you do it. Someone said, what workout do you do? Is it like a video? Yeah, we do everything online. Actually, it is either on a video on our TV, or it's on our phones, or it's on our laptop.
iPad, tablet thing.
iPad, tablet, I don't know. We go somewhere, we just like plug it in. So everything that we do has been online. So to think that we lost 100 pounds from our phones is pretty pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like that we've been able to do that. And so, in like only 30 minutes a day. I mean, 100 pounds in 30 minutes a day. I mean, and the 100 pounds was lost in like 6 months, which is nuts.
Yeah.
That's like a human. Like, we lost a human. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What? Someone said, what? All right. So someone said, what if your husband doesn't like veggies? And like, what would you do? So, funny story. Jeff hates vegetables.
I will eat a carrot here and there. That's it. I just recently fell in love with cauliflower crust pizza, so that was fun.
It's because it says pizza. It was like, hey, this is pizza, and he was like, fine, I'll give it a shot.
Well,
and then
reluctantly.
Yeah, and then he loved it.
But but that's the biggest thing for me is just finding something that I liked, and now I can't live without it. And when we do go all in, it's really focused around nutrition and kind of what you're fueling your body with. And we'll go to Costco or Sam's Club to do like our meal prep and everything, and I will buy a 5-pound bag of carrots, and I will divvy them up for the whole entire program.
Yeah, we got to get back there. So,
it's probably what every guy wants to have is carrots all day long.
Yeah, well,
but I'm not every guy. I'm a really picky eater, so
he's very, very picky. Basically, we found like a vegetable that he could tolerate, and so when we do a program, because it says like you should eat this many vegetables, and to get like these results, he does it. Like he'll be like, all right, I'll do it. We put spinach in our shakes. Yep. Because you like mask the taste of it, like you can't taste it. We have cauliflower pizza, we have rice cauliflower. But when we first started, it was very like slow rolling with him. So when you want your spouse to get healthy with you and you want them to join your fitness journey or your fitness lifestyle, we
compromise.
We just compromise. It's just like, hey, I'm making this for dinner. I'll be honest though, like the truth is he was pretty terrible with eating. And it was starting to get really annoying. And so I eventually said, like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I was kind of like altering. We were eating the same, like, kind of stuff, but I was altering the meals, like, kind of for him. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I want to eat different things, and I want to do what I want to do. And this is what I'm going to make, and he can eat it or he can't. And I treated him like he was a child. And if I was making the food, I felt like that was okay. And so like I made bell pepper. This is the first time I did this. Was if I knew I was making stuffed bell peppers or something that he might not like, I would kind of make like I knew he liked the ground turkey, but he might want something else. And this is when I like drew the line, and I was like, I gave him enough freaking baby steps. And I was like, I'm done.
Just pushed me in the deep end.
I threw him in the deep end. Like, sorry, buddy, swim. Like, and no floaties. And no floaties. And so I was like, okay. And I remember when he came home, like, I don't know, I can still like remember this, but I made this. And I was really excited. I just posted what I made too. That the pumpkin
It was a year or two ago.
Yeah, the pumpkin bell peppers, and I carved them all out. They were so freaking cute. I was like, this is awesome. And I remember we were eating outside that night because it was warm out, and I made them, and I brought it out, and it was on his plate, a little pumpkin stuffed bell pepper. To the guy who does not like vegetables and was like getting used to this healthy lifestyle, I was like, here you go. And he was like, and because he loves me, he was like, and I think he was like, oh, this is happening. And so, and he, damn if he didn't eat it. He did not eat all of it.
No.
But he did eat some of the bell pepper. And
I did scrape every single piece of ground beef or ground turkey, whatever it was, and cheese that was in there out of that thing.
Yeah, but you did eat some of the bell pepper.
I ate a sliver.
He ate like a sliver, but, you know, it was just like, this is it. Like, just like your kids, you can't make your kids all different meals. And we definitely do that. We do not make our kids different meals. They eat whatever we eat. Like, we eat salmon, you know. You don't eat salmon. Damn it.
I win.
Yeah.
No, but
you win. Well, like if I eat salmon and I make it, he doesn't like fish. So like, okay, then he's having steak. The kids eat salmon, or we eat ground turkey and cauliflower rice. The kids eat the same thing. Like, we stop that. And I do the same kind of with him. Like, if I want to try something and make it, then this is what we're freaking having. Because like, this is
I come home and there's new scents in the house.
Oh
all
God,
the time,
he walks in the house like, what is this? Okay, so that's like, we're veering off here. So if they don't like, if your spouse doesn't like vegetables, or maybe you're like, my husband's never going to eat this. I mean, like, you gotta, you know, treat them like they're your child. I mean, oh God, that sounds so bad.
We are.
Yeah, I mean, but you work with them, and it's all, like, honestly, all of this is about compromise. And you have to think, like, you know, your spouse, like, I married this person for a freaking reason. Like, I married this person because I hope you didn't marry someone that you knew was gonna not compromise with you, right? Like, I hope you didn't, like, you know, I'm gonna marry this first asshole that I see. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being serious. Like, you know, like, I hope you didn't, you're like, you know what, he's fine, he'll do, he looks good, whatever, we'll just roll the dice on this. Like, I hope you didn't do that. And like, you know, and if you did, well, then that tough luck for you. But you know, I think that you probably married someone that you were like, you know, I could spend the rest of my life with this guy, and I think that they're guy or girl or whatever, and you know, I think that you had a reason for marrying this person, and think back to that, and then go to them and say, like, I want to be healthy, I want to have a healthy family, I want to be healthy, and I need your support to do it. Like, I feel like a guy loves it, like, when I say I need you. Yeah. I'm like, I need you. I need your help, honey. And I'm always like, honey, I need you. I love you so much. Oh my God, I need you. And he's like, what can I do? You know, because I think it's like, you know.
As long as it's not before like 7 a.m. Am I super bubbly?
Yeah, because he's a jerk in the morning.
I am a grump.
Yeah, he's a total grump in the morning. But I think you just go to your spouse and you just say, I need your support. I want to get healthy. Help me. Like, do this with me. And then they do. I mean, like, and if they don't, if your husband or your spouse says, you know, I'm not into it, you know, or like maybe they're not into it, but they at least support you, then they're still awesome. And you keep going and you keep showing up and you keep doing it anyway, right? You wouldn't, like, if your kid wanted to try out for the soccer team, you know, you wouldn't like discourage them. You'd be like, yeah, well, I don't want to play soccer, but you go, buddy. Like, you go. I'm going to support you. I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to show up. You need me to wake you up, I'm going to be there. And that's how your spouse should be for you. So they know they don't have to join you right away, but they should support you. But I promise you, the more you show up, the more that like they see it, and then they will want to join. I mean, I think it's pretty hard for like an overweight husband. Like, how would you feel if I was looking all good? I lost 45 pounds, and you're like, damn.
Would not be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I think there's two different ways to look at it, because some guys might just say, well, you know, that it is, you know, they might just accept it and then just kind of say, okay, well, she's, you know, she looks great, she's still sticking around, awesome.
Oh man.
And some guys might be like shit, okay, well, I can do that, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But I guess then I think it's really just like, you know, again, communicating, and like maybe some guy, there might be a guy that's sitting at home and like is seeing their wife, and maybe the guy is just too like chicken shit to say, all right, maybe I should take control of myself. You know, I haven't seen my toes lately, so you know, maybe he needs somebody to say, hey, just like you, you know, people come to you and you're like, awesome, like absolutely, I'm here for you. 5 a.m. I'm there for you. Like maybe a guy just needs
to be
because
invited.
we're like a kid, we just need to be told what to do.
You heard it here first.
And remember, it's a happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. So maybe, okay, then have you invited your husband to join your journey? Like, have you said, hey, do you want to join? Like, hey, do you want to do this with me? And they might say no. Be like, well, hey, I can use a little support. Do you want to at least come down with me? Like, and do something, like, hey, I'm making, trying this new cauliflower thing. Would you try it for me? Like, are you doing any of these little things, or are you just be like, no, he won't want to do it, right? And you have no idea. She said, I may have missed this, but did Jeff commit to a full program with you when he first accepted to try this? So when I first started this fitness thing, oh my God, I remember I would set my alarm and I would get up and he would watch me, work out. Not watch me, he would watch me leave the room, and he would never work out with me. Yeah, he'd pretend he's asleep. I know you freaking did that too. He'd be like, oh my God. And I know he does that all the time. And so, and the crazy thing is I remember looking at before and afters before I went to bed. That was my motivation, which is so crazy to think that now I am one of the before and afters I would have looked at. But every night before I went to bed, I would go on Instagram and I would look up before and afters. And I would tell myself, if they can do it, I can do it too. And I would look and be like, okay, how far apart were they and what could they do? And I wanted to know that I could do this. And so I would set my alarm. And the crazy thing is I never asked you. Like,
not in the beginning.
I never said, like, do you want to do this with me or whatever? Like, it was just like, hey, I'm going to work out. And he was like, cool. Like, okay. And I never was like, honey, I really need you. So, no. So, like, at first, no, but...
Well, you never asked me.
Yeah, I never asked you. But when after baby number 2, and I had this really bad postpartum, and I really started getting into doing the workouts I'm doing now, when I remember when the first, like, the pack, right? So, like, the cool thing is when you join us, like, you get a whole pack of everything that you need to be successful in the program. And I remember when it came in the mail, and he was pumped. Like, he was like, we are doing this. Like, he was like, we're doing it. And, like, he drank the shakes I was doing. He was like, we needed to get more because he ended up loving them. And, it was just, like, he did really go all in. But it was also, like, it was okay, I can do this and I can inspire people. And he's like, let's do it. Let's inspire people. Like, I know you can do this and let's get healthy. And so, yeah, he did commit fully.
Yeah. And then after that, it was I think 3 weeks or maybe a month long or something like that. It was like, I saw results, so I was happy. You saw results.
Yeah, we started.
So you were getting happier.
We started to, like, really love ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started, like, walking around naked. Together. Yeah.
Yes.
No, like, seriously. It's so much more, like, it was not, like, hiding in the closet. Like, hold on, I gotta get changed. Look at me. It was like, it was like, hey, I feel comfortable in my body now. Like, hey, No, it wasn't like that. But, it was more of, like, you start to feel good about yourself. And you start to just, I don't know. When you love yourself, it's so much easier to love someone else. And so if you love who you are, it's easier to, like, fall in love with him and, like, and have a really good relationship. So,
well, it's easier to, like, be excited to go out together.
Yeah.
And not, like, feel like you, like, oh my God, we're supposed to go out tonight. I don't want to go out tonight.
Yeah, like, I don't love my body. And that sucks. That really sucks. So, so if you're starting a new program or doing something, or you want to join in this couples group with us, totally ask your spouse, like, hey, I'm doing this. I'd love to have you in. Just be genuine. Like, hey, I'd love to have you in. Like, you're my best friend. There's no one else I want to do this with. I couldn't think, and maybe they're like, well, I'm not going to do the vegetable shit, that you do. And I just imagine that's how God would talk.
That's pretty much what I said the first time.
I don't want to do that. Then be like, that's fine. Just come and do the workouts. Baby steps. You know what I mean? Like, again, like, if you're your child, you're not going to be like, well, no, you have to make the team or we're not friends. Like, you're like, no, whatever you...
We're not friends.
We're not friends. Yeah. But, like, whatever you can do, buddy, you just do it. You do you, right? That's what you would say to your kid. Like, whatever you do, just show up, honey. And,
well, you have to put some effort into it.
Yeah, but your spouse doesn't have to be, like, balls to the wall like we would, Like, I feel like women are, like, balls to the wall.
Well, and I think if another thing with guys is, if they see that other guys are doing it and other guys are happy and feeling good about themselves, we're kind of competitive. So we're like, all right, well, he's doing it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So, they have to start and they have to say, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, they just have to have a little faith. and trust and join in.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah. So, anyway, so that's about it. We've been talking a long time.
Yeah.
But we're so glad that everyone hopped on. And so if you have any questions or anything, you can really message either one of us. And we will answer your questions and kind of tell you about like what we've done to stay healthy. And I think I posted somewhere like how we're able to, I said, watch how we eat like stuffed crust pizza before we start. And
Hashtag stuffed crust Sundays.
yeah, we have stuffed crust Sundays. I love stuffed crust pizza. And so, every time before we start a program,
It's
and
the
so
last meal.
yeah, I don't make anything like, no, honey, we are completely 100% in this, like, that we stick to it so much. Like, once you're in the lifestyle, we go like this, and it's been fun, and we are like, and we don't restrict ourselves. Like, we don't restrict ourselves in life either. And so, like, we go out and we're like, all right, we're gonna go out, we're gonna have coffees, or we're gonna have pancakes. Our kids want pancakes, we're gonna eat them with you, and we want to have a good drink together. Sure, we're gonna have a drink together, and just really enjoy life. And so, so anyway, to sum this up, if you want your spouse to join you in your fitness lifestyle, the best thing that you can do is just simply like talk to them and just say just invite them to your journey. Like you would if you knew that your best friend was gaining a little bit of weight and you're like, hey, we should do this together, right? And your brain like, all right, maybe we'll. You do the same thing with your spouse. They're your best friend. You're like, hey, we should do this together. This would be awesome. I'd love to have your support. Like, it would mean everything to me. Can you just do it for 21 days? Or do it for this group. Let's try to win some money. And they should. So if you want to hop in our like partner fitness group, there's going to be prizes. There's going to be a chance to win money. It's going to be fun. We're going to teach you everything about like how we have stuffed crust Sundays, how you can do all these things and still get results.
We should have everybody here to have stuffed crust Sundays.
No, somewhere in the UK. Like, come on, pay your way.
Come on over.
Yeah, come on over. So, but no, seriously. So this is going to be an amazing group, and and he doesn't love vegetables, so he's going to like dive in and teach you how to still do your meal plan without having to eat all the vegetables, but still getting amazing results. So it's going to be awesome.
5-pound bags of carrots.
Yeah. So thanks for joining in, my friend.
Is this my invite?
No. Yeah, do you want to join my fitness group?
I will.
You will?
Sure.
You going all in? 6-pack abs?
CDFF in the building.
No, you won't. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night. See ya.